Mario and Sonic, rivals to end all rivals. Until Sega decided the Sonic franchise should run into a wall for a couple of years, resulting in the feud ending and the two regularly appearing in video games together. And whatever the hell happened to Sonic's Twitter account, it's gone rogue for some reason and it creeps me out. But this newfound friendship based on what I guess is money begs the question for somebody out there. I wonder if Sonic will ever show up in a traditional Mario-style game. That'd be the bestest thing ever! And thus, enter today's topic, Sonic Jam 6, a bootleg that provides the counter-argument of no, it wouldn't be better. Now, Sonic Jam 6 is a platformer for the Sega Genesis, done up in the style of a Mario game. Actually, it's just a Mario game, really, but only it's worse. Truly a wonderful accomplishment from the development team. Now, our story is one that holds magnitude because we're not actually presented with any story, leaving me to have to make one up. Mario has been killed. Sonic, his new best friend, hears about this and runs into a pipe. But the pipe causes a change within Sonic. Now, he's the color red, or perhaps brown, depending on whether or not you're colorblind. Suddenly, his fascination with rings disappears, and he desires coins. But with that aside, to honor Mario's one last wish that he had as his one last wish, Sonic will now travel through the Mushroom Kingdom and rescue Princess Peach by any means necessary. Even if that means continually running into her at the end of the game. He'll save her at any cost. Look at that. He's so heroic. But that's your thrilling plot. And with my newly minted fanfiction out of the way, let's move on to the gameplay, because someone screwed up. On the surface, things don't look too bad. In fact, to some, this may look very appealing. But once you actually start to control Sonic, his sins will be made clear as day. But to get the obvious bits out of the way, Sonic, despite being a fast hedgehog addicted to rings and humanoid women, in this world plays by Mario's rules, so he's addicted to coins and humanoid women. He'll start off as what we're gonna call a small hedgehog, aka a red or brown hedgehog, and turns blue when you get a mushroom, because that's how biology works. And he can also pick up fire flowers to become Fire Sonic, which is still blue, with his main objective being to destroy everything he sees in front of him in order to save the day, a task that should be simple, but because of inertia and weird hitboxes, isn't simple. At its core, this is just a Mario game with Sonic slapped in there. Sonic brings nothing new to the table that Mario couldn't already do. In fact, Sonic is a tad incompetent. There's no run button from what I've experienced, like there is in a normal Mario game, so much as Sonic will start running after a few minutes when he decides it's time to run. Which is fine and makes sense to a certain degree. Fast hedgehog, I get it. But it's not the best for a platformer with lots of pits you can fall into and die. Put simply, Sonic controls like complete garbage. Being unable to properly control his speed is already bad enough, but once inertia has been activated, it's gonna go until you actually hit the ground again and are standing, not moving. So let's say you need to make a series of precise jumps on tiny ledges that are just begging for you to fall to your death. Be prepared to fall to your death, as trying to aim your jump correctly, or hell, even control Sonic mid-air, is it's so bad, and yet so easy to fall off platforms and die. You'd think it was a main development goal for the team who made it. As if bad platforming in a platformer wasn't enough though, the game also features weird hitboxes, from enemies to blocks to you. Funny hitboxes are everywhere in the game and will kill you if given the chance. Take any enemy, for example. You might think killing them just to get them out of the way is a pretty good idea. And one, no. And two, they're just gonna walk off the cliff anyway, so why bother? For three, you can't actually trust that you won't misjudge your jump and just land in their hitbox by accident and then die to a Goomba. Which, is a legally mockable offense in many parts of the world, meaning I generally like to just run through the stage trying to avoid everything, which usually ends in me dying, but if I don't and get to see Sonic use a castle door incorrectly, then it was all worth it. All in all, the gameplay sucks. Yes, it is essentially Mario, and Mario is essentially great, but this bootleg, not so much. Surely the presentation will save the game though, right? No. First of all, shock and awe, this looks just like a Mario game. To be specific, I think it's supposed to be a rip-off version of Super Mario All-Stars, that remake of Super Mario Bros. For the SNES. Which, for the sake of this video, I went back and played to see if that game was also a complete broken mess, and I just forgot over time, and turns out, no, that game is actually still pretty good. You should go play it if you have the opportunity. It's fun. Back to this. This is not fun. But we're talking about the presentation. And that presentation, for better or for worse, is accurate. I mean, the stages look like stages from a Mario game. It looks just like a Mario game. There's nothing wrong with the visuals at all, really, other than the fact that you're not running around as a small plumber. The only weird visual things are stuff like when Sonic tries to slide on a pole because they don't have a proper animation for that, or when he runs into a door like an idiot because, again, they just don't have the right animation for that, for him to like turn around and give a thumbs up or some shit. And despite the gameplay being awful, I can't really knock the visuals if they're good despite the gameplay, even if all they're doing is ripping off a more superior game. As for the sounds, everything sounds pretty bad. Sound effects they don't sound very accurate, but they're close. Like with the music, it's close, but it's not quite right. It's almost as if like everything in the game was moved up an octave or two. Have a listen. Hopefully at least one person gets what I was trying to describe with that. Needless to say, it's definitely inferior to the Super Nintendo counterpart, but it's still accurate enough, and if you're going for a rip-off of Super Mario Bros., well, congratulations, you're ripping off Super Mario Bros. But that's all there really is to say about Sonic Jam 6. All things considered, it's a pretty bad Mario clone, and you can probably do much better than this. Though, I have to say I've still seen worse, especially with Sonic in them. Goddamn. Maybe next time we'll look into a game that's worse, that doesn't have Sonic in it, for once. But that said, it's overall a mess. Though, it's still technically playable. I mean, I hate it, and I'm never gonna play it again after this, but if you find yourself interested, I wouldn't deter you from tracking it down, if for nothing else than pure curiosity, as that's what drew me to the game. And, you know, if you're in the mood to play something awful. But this has been Obscure Gaming. Thank you for watching. Hello everyone, and welcome back to End Slate, where I'm going to try and not take up too much of your time today, because my fucking head hurts. I want to go lay down. You just watched an Obscure Gaming on Sonic Jam 6, I guess an infamous bootleg I've wanted to cover for a while now, so I'm glad I finally did that. I hope you enjoyed the video, and now, with that out of the way, let's End Slate the shit out of things, because my head hurts. So last time on this channel, the last new video on this channel was a bullshit creepypasta story time on Pokemon Blood Red, which was not a good story at all. So you should check that out if you feel interested within the last 20 seconds of this video, because that'll be when you're able to click on it. Really, you'll be able to find it faster just by going in the channel, but whatever works for you. The other video next to it is just some other video that you can watch if you want. You know, last 20 seconds of the video, a thing will pop up, you can click on it. Yeah, that's self-explanatory. Bottom of the screen, social media. I have social media. Nico has social media. Nico does the art. I don't do the art. If you like the video, of course, if you want to like it or subscribe or share or do any of that stuff, it's greatly appreciated because it helps, but I'm not going to force it upon you. And we end out with Patreon. Thank you to the people who have helped me on Patreon. The next goal for Patreon is for me to be able to do videos full time. This month wasn't full time, but I tried to do more videos than I usually do. But I want to thank everyone who supports me on Patreon by thanking them, because that's only right. And so mad props and thank yous go out to Lily Starflame, Ben Shaw, Mr. Mohawk, Nikki Batelli, Kurai. Yep, that's right. Amy Strange, Stop Tio, Sahap Tio. That sounds bad. On my part, I mean. Well, hopefully it's correct. We'll blame the headache. You can yell at me later. We're free. Thank you, Kim Ellis. Thank you, Harley Crowley, Leab547, Brian, Hee Hee Ho, Grace, Brendan Wilbanks, JJ Rootin, Nikki Layman, Sally from 3 Ice Cube Show, D-Man's Land. How's it going, man? Land. Who lives in hell? How's hell going? Thank you, Jacob Sifford. Thank you, Voltron, Skyward Keyblade, Joseph Constantine, Nolan Not North, Christina Coleman. Thank you, Aaron Brewington, Crunchy Face. Yes, thank you, Crunchy Face. Thank you, Fernando Silva. And thank you, Rodrigo Dares. Thank you, Beautiful Yoshi, Nat, Darth Penguin, Mark, Ryan, Harmonia. That's a good name. Sounds like an RPG. Mitchell Shore. I was just watching Mitchell. Mr. Science Theater 3000. Fun episode. Nisako Man, Brendan Alexander Cohen, Abdul Kareem Torres, Paul Walker. Thank you, Seth Hine, Stebola, The Wheels in the Bus Go Die, Erlen Mattis Rees, Wade Tomaro, A.O. Breezy, Richard Lahiff, Greg Wolf, Vicious Phantom, Mr. Bowler, Robert. Thank you, Brennan McKinnon, Mitchell again. Mitchell Janda, Sergio, Diego Martinez, Crazen, McGamers, Mio Kurashima, J Steria, Escape Route British, Rory O'Caro. Almost fucked it up, saved it. Thank you, Kenpachi Ramasama, Anthony Mang, Squiggly Kip, Jimmy Mitchum, that's like Mitchell, Fat D, who's a superhero that I invented. Thank you for saving us. Thank you, Eric Camacho, Jonathan Klaus, Snooper. I feel like Pooper should be after that just because it rhymes. Thank you, Ryan Cole, Jacob Epler, Tom's Stopwatch, which we all know doesn't work. It's a broken stopwatch. And Problematic. Yep, that's right. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart, and thank you everyone else, and thank you all for watching my videos. I, to this day, I don't know why anyone likes my videos, and I don't want to know. Don't tell me. I'm grateful. I just can't figure it out. Just can't crack the code. I'm gonna crack it by myself eventually. No one tell me. Spoil the surprise. But yeah, that's it for this video. Let's see how the end slate's going. Only 5 minutes, eh? Oh, only 6 minutes, eh? That's only kind of bad. Next time on End Slate, it's a game of mysteries. Surprise. See you next time.